Good morning, afternoon, evening, and night to all the ladies and gentlemen tuning in to the third ever episode of the Apple Podcast. My name is Karan.
I'm Sanjana.
Awesome.
We're
And
your
with that,
hosts.
we'll get started.
Did any of your exams, did you write any in person or were you lucky
I
enough to
had,
all get them canceled?
so out of all my classes, only one was online. So then all my exams except for except for one were in person, which was a
Oh,
rude awakening.
well, did you
Uh,
have to write them all in person or did any of them get put online because of
no, I
the,
wrote them all in person.
oh
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
So I feel like
So,
I got kind of lucky. I wrote one exam in person, the
mhm.
10th,
Oh.
and then my other four or three, I think I had three more, got
Mhm.
put online. So I kind of got lucky because my
Oh,
other
okay.
ones were all after December 19th. So
Mhm.
they all got put online and I was really excited about that. And I was excited to be able to come home because I feel like that last week of exams, you're just so burnt out and you're just not in the mood. What did you think?
The first midterm season that happened was like super rough. I was like, dang, really gotta this is not like my like first year online in COVID. Like this is a lot more different.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
nothing
because
like
like
that.
first year online in COVID, like I could get the work done like for the week in like 2 days because it's like completely on my own
Oh,
schedule.
damn.
But now, like with in
Yeah.
person, I had to like, space it out and it was just like a lot rougher. I was like sleeping at like crazy times.
Mhm.
And then, but by the time final seasons came, I felt like I was a lot more like I felt like I grew a lot more like maturity wise, and I was able to manage a lot more now. Like right now, like I feel like a lot more confident in how I'm able to handle things. And so it was like a big progression. But I started to get some imposter syndrome. Like I was like, I don't know if this is the path for me. Like this is super
Oh
tough.
my God,
I'm gonna like
same.
try to
I've really
actually
been
do
having
this.
identity crisis over the
Yeah.
past few
Yeah.
months.
Like I'm like thinking about it, like, is this really worth it for me to do all of this?
Me
Like this is not
too.
fun. This is
Oh
so
my
bad.
God.
I went into like a little spiral. I had more time to kind of chill in my head and in my thoughts and think like, is this actually what I want to do? And I went
Yeah.
into a complete spiral. I think I'm better
Oh
now,
my
but
God. That's
I'm like
literally what
still
I've been
like,
doing. And
thinking
I'm not
about
better. I'm still in that spiral. And I think it's really good that we talk about this actually because I'm sure it can be relatable. I
it.
think when you're in any university program, there's
Hmm.
imposter syndrome. Like I think everyone has it at one point or another.
Hmm.
Especially we see everyone else like maybe succeeding more than us.
Hmm.
And especially in science, it's like, oh my God, am I smart enough for this, first of all? Am I
Yeah.
smart enough to do this for the next 2 years? And
Hmm.
then is this what I want to do with my life? That's kind of
Hmm.
been my identity crisis because I'm like, is healthcare or science really the path that I want to be going down
Yeah. Yeah.
forever?
Yeah.
Not even is it what I want or can I even do it has been my
Hmm.
whole thing. And I think that's really feeds into the toxic environment that a lot of programs create. And I feel like
Hmm.
health sci is not that bad. We
Hmm.
have a very tight knit community, especially in all the group chats. I think that we get along pretty well. But then there all are the moments of you're under the class average or something just doesn't go right and you're like, oh my God, what am I doing here? And that's a huge thing, especially I think when we're just thrown into this in person. Because I felt
Hmm.
the exact same way. First year was pretty smooth. Obviously it had its ups and downs, but coming into second semester or second year, I was like, whoa, this is what it's really like to have to actually study. And then you have to also be able to realize you can study for so long and then just see no results, which happened to me a few
Hmm.
times. You know what I mean? You just see
Hmm.
nothing come of it, and that's just life. Um, but I think the hardest part for me was honestly grocery shopping. Now, I didn't think of this. I didn't think about this before I got here. I was like, you know what? I'll be able to cook because I am a pretty good cook, but I didn't think about actually having to shop because my mom obviously does all the shopping. So then
Hmm.
when I went to the grocery shop for the first time, I was like, oh my God, what am I even buying? You need to make sure that you have enough food to last you until you shop again, but then
Hmm.
not too much that it all expires.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just me, but expiration dates stress me out so bad. When food spoils, it's the worst feeling
It
ever.
ruins my mood.
I know,
It's so
same.
upset
It's so
because the
stressful
money
to
went
be like,
away, the
eat
time went
this.
away, now the
No,
food went
oh
away
my
too.
God, it's so stressful.
Yeah,
And have to
I just
plan
yeah.
things to eat it before it spoils. And then my freezer is full because I'm just like, okay, I just put it in the freezer so it doesn't spoil. And
Hmm.
my roommates and I, our fridge is not that big and it's literally bursting at the seams. So we had to get a child lock because it would not close. That's how full it was. And then we have a lot of just like mold in the fridge, which
What,
is
a
not.
child lock? I've never
I
heard
know.
that.
I mean, I didn't get it, but someone got it and put it there because
Uh-huh.
it just wasn't closing. So now we have to like lock it every time it closes because it's so full. And I
Hmm.
think the food thing is not something that I ever imagined being so difficult. And then when I go to actually cook, I'm like, oh my God, I don't have this. I don't have this. I don't have like soy sauce.
Hmm.
You don't have condiments. Like it's not like your home fridge. You know what I
Yeah, yeah,
mean?
yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
that for me was something that I had to get really used to. My mom sometimes would like come down and just like take me shopping and be like, this is what you
Hmm.
got to buy. And she would just show me. So I'm like, okay. And then I would just like write it all down, memorize it. Cause
Yeah.
I just copied her basically whenever I would go shopping. But that was a lot to get used to for me, like just grocery shopping.
Do you have it at least now? Like, do you have the same meal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or do you vary it?
Like I try to vary it, but I think like the middle of midterm, like October, November, I would just have like a sandwich every day. But it
Hmm.
hit every day. Like for
Hmm.
me, it was good every day. Like I
Yeah,
had
yeah.
like brie in there, had lettuce, and I bought the
Hmm.
same things every time I went to
Hmm.
Loblaws because I liked it. And they're
Hmm.
easy to pack with you if you ever want. Like the few times that I actually packed something to go to campus,
Yeah.
sandwiches are
Yeah,
easy.
they're nice. Yeah, I did the whole grocery shopping thing. So like I was always fine with having the exact same breakfast and lunch.
Yeah.
So that's been always staple. And then the dinner I was kind of like figuring myself out. Like I did a lot of frozen meals for the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks because I had like
Yeah.
it was like really bad.
You
And then
can't
I
be
started to
picky.
like,
You can't be
yeah.
picky.
And then I started to yeah, I need a little variation in the day. Like breakfast and lunch is fine. And it always hits. I've been doing it for months now. And it always is the same thing every single time. And I'm perfectly fine with it. The dinner I need a little variation in. But so the grocery shopping was like, oh my God. And then I started thinking like when the snow is gonna hit or it's gonna be cold. And I don't want to do it. So I like gave up and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just Instacart all this. So
Oh
I have
my
an
God,
internet
I've been
subscription now.
Instacarting a little bit
You
too.
have an Instacart too? Yeah, yeah. I gave up. I was like, there's no way. So I was like, you know what? I'll work an extra hour or so. I'm gonna get this Instacart subscription. That's just what I've been rolling with since like
It
October.
really comes through sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get the exact same items every single time. It's all good. Actually, I like mix up with one thing. I'll get like an extra condiment or something to like spice up dinner. Like,
That works.
no.
Okay, maybe this is just me, but I found that during online classes, online school, all first year, I just had no routine. Like I'd wake up like 2 o'clock, go to
Hmm.
bed whenever I wanted, and it's fun. But I felt
Hmm.
like I wasn't really living like a proper life. So,
Okay, okay, I see, I see, I
you know
see.
what I mean? I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I miss online exams, but I'm not like that upset that we're back in person. I'm
Hmm.
actually kind of excited to be able to like have a routine again
Hmm.
and not just be in my room all day, like going to classes. I actually am really scared of Omicron though. I am
Hmm.
not trying to get COVID. I think a lot of people just don't really care anymore, but I do care. I do not want COVID.
A lot of my classes are still going to be recorded and you can still have like the tutorials online and stuff.
Yeah,
And I like that because I thought
it is
like it's
good.
not going to be inclusive at all, but it's actually a lot more inclusive than I thought. And
They're giving
I'm
us choices.
appreciating that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm appreciating that a lot more for my classes. But didn't you have to change your classes or something? How was that process now?
Oh my God, that was so stressful. So I don't want to call out any classes here, but I'm gonna. So first I
Mhm.
was in two, no, 2232 Earth Science.
Okay.
Are you in that?
No, but I've heard about
Okay.
it.
Took that as a bird,
Hmm.
watched the first lecture, 20 minutes. I'm like, amazing. This is
Yeah.
amazing. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, it's about the moon craters. I don't understand anything, but I'm like, I can. This is gonna be fine. I do the
Hmm.
first lab. I 4 hours. I started crying midway through, and I'm like, you know what? I'm dropping this class because I just couldn't do it.
Uh-huh.
That lab, who said that was a bird is a liar. Okay,
Yeah.
because also maybe it's easy, but you have to have some kind of experience with like the planets to do this kind of stuff, and I don't have any.
Hmm.
So I'm like, I need to get out of the class before I like it's too late. So I think it's like January 16th at this point, and I swap it, which stressed me out so bad because I'm stupid. I didn't realize that you have to swap like you can't swap into an A class in its first semester. Oh my God.
Hmm.
have to do like B, G. I didn't
Yeah.
think about that. So I'm like, why isn't this working? And then I realized, oh my God, I have to do second semester classes. So then I go
Mhm,
into this new class, it's history class called Colorado COVID. And I'm like, I don't want to learn about COVID, but
mhm,
it's kind of health sci, it's kind of science, it's a mix of both.
mhm,
Why not? So I go into it. I had my tutorial the next day, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't do this. Like, it was just really not like, I don't want
uh-huh.
to say anything about the professor, but not my style, I guess I would say.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? And just like the way the class was going and the
Mhm,
the energy was very robotic,
okay.
and like people were almost scared. It just was not comfortable.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And then the syllabus, I was like, this is not for me.
Mhm.
Now it's the last day to swap, and I'm like, I have to get out of this class. And at this point, my options are dwindling. So then
Mhm,
there's this other history class called American Nightmare 2310. And I'm
mhm,
like, okay, this actually sounds kind of okay. It's about, Me Too, Black Lives Matter, white nationalism. This is kind of up my alley. I did a lot of this stuff last semester in the first year. And the syllabus looks pretty good. A few essays, take home exam. And
oh,
I
okay.
love it. This is maybe just me. I love it when a large chunk of the grade is participation. To me,
Yeah.
that's an easy 100.
Yeah.
Like some
Yeah.
people hate when it's participation because like anxiety, I get that. Like I have anxiety.
No,
But
max it up.
all you gotta do is show up, talk a little
Yeah.
bit, and you get the mark. Like I love that.
Max it
And
up.
also,
Yeah.
right? And to me,
Mhm.
it's also a reason to show up. Like if there's no participation mark, it's hard for me to want to actually go.
Mhm.
Because like, oh, it doesn't count for participation. Oh, okay, then why
I'm
am I
not
here? You know
going.
what I mean?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not
What
going.
am I doing here? But when it's like 30%, 20% participation, I'm like, let's go. Because then I'm actually
Yeah.
gonna go each week. I'm gonna try, I'm gonna keep up. So that to me is like easy 100 in the mark in the class. So now
Mhm.
I'm in American Nightmare. Had my first tutorial yesterday. It was so good. That's what I was talking about. Everyone is super nice. The
Okay.
vibes were just there. It was just easy, comfortable. My TA is really, really sweet. So I had to top out of classes twice this semester. Never had to do that before. This was the
Mhm.
first time that I've made like a bad decision in elective and
Mhm.
regretted it and had to swap twice.
Mhm.
Probably never heard of. For
Mhm.
me, at least, I'm like really good about my decisions,
Yeah.
but I just feel like I've been so unorganized this beginning of this semester.
Mhm.
And I didn't want to stay in a class that I was going to hate, especially the worst feeling is your elective, like either being your lowest mark or being your hardest
Yeah.
class. Like it's just the
Yeah.
most shit feeling because it's like, what I chose this and now
Mhm.
I'm here struggling. And what electives oh, you probably took like chemistry or something first
No,
semester.
I'm
What
done
were
with
your
chemistry.
electives?
Never again. I don't gotta take chemistry no more. I
Did you take
I
biochem?
I have I took biochem last sem. Actually, I finished all the chemistries because that was my worst. I hate it. I was like, I'll push it all into one semester and I'll finish it. And I did.
Mm-hmm.
Not well, but I did. Yeah. So my elective is like some kind of writing course. It's whatever. I'm just kind of like just like getting through it, I guess. But
Well, I
before
want
we
to give
wrap
these
up, I wanted
people.
to yeah, before we wrap up, I wanted to tell you. I so like when we were talking about the imposter syndrome and stuff, right? It was because I wasn't like really I health science is cool, but I wasn't loving it.
You're more of a
So
med sci.
I not it's not even med science, it's not med
Seems
science.
like it.
It's like because I don't mess with physics and chem. No, hear me out. So I did
True.
this volunteer thing with Western at like one of the stars program, and they volunteer you with nursing students, and you kind of like help them with their labs and stuff. And I thought that was super cool what they were learning. So apparently Western has like a compressed nursing program where you kind of just go in after two
Oh,
years, and then you do 2 years, and then you just finish like in the
really?
same 4 years. Yeah, with a Bachelor of Nursing instead. So
I love
I
that.
think I'm going to switch into it. If I
No
can,
way. That's so
yeah,
cool.
I'm missing a physiology credit. So hopefully if the Western offers in the summer, then I can still apply. If not, then I'll do like an additional like third year and I'll take there's like one of these really cool health science courses that take you to like Sweden and stuff to like look at their healthcare system. So
Yeah, I
I'll
was
like
looking into
do
that
that and
one.
like fill up
That
some like
sounds
fun
sick.
courses or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm doing that. And I never would have thought of doing that in like grade 12 when I was applying here, which means that
Yeah.
maybe a gap year wouldn't have been the worst idea, but uh, it's cool. I still like think like it's like nice. I wanted to share that because I feel like other people when especially
That's
when we're talking about like all
great.
this stuff are like thinking like, oh, do I have to stay here if I don't like it? I'm like, no, like you can switch, like,
Yeah.
I can switch and you can switch.
No,
So yeah.
absolutely. I
Yeah.
also was just gonna tell you guys, if you're watching, a bird, 2278. That's an actual bird.
Yeah.
My favorite class per semester, it's anthropology, race, and ethnicity. No
Mm.
exam, no midterm. Take it if you can. I just wanted to put that up there.
A
But what's
real bird.
like,
A lot of
that's
people
a
say
real
that.
bird.
Uh-huh.
Not
Yeah,
earth
yeah, yeah.
science, not earth science. Honestly, any Pamela Block class is a bird.
Yeah,
I
I
think we should
think
come to the
we
end.
are ready to pretty much wrap up then. We had a great podcast episode, and I'm sure that we're gonna see all of you guys and put up another episode. All right, see you guys
Thank
next
you
time.
guys for listening.